Hello, everyone. Before I started my business with Finnish destination in 2013, it's already 12 years ago. I had over a decade working as a tour guide in Vietnam. It was such a beautiful and long time. I finished my university education from a school in the center of Vietnam, exactly in Huế in 1999. And a year after, in 2000, I made a move to Hanoi first, and then a year later, 2001, I moved to Ho Chi Minh City. And when I arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, I had a plan that I want to become an English-speaking tour guide because I can use my English, which I learned from my university, and this job also gave me good income for me to support my families. I'm the only son in my families, and then it kept going and going and going and working like a tour guide. Time really went very fast, and over a decade. So, I worked from 2001 until 2012. So after 2012, I decided to stop everything, no more working as a tour guide. Not because of the money, but I found out that I can do something better, because I was still very young then. So I had a lot of ambitions, and I read a lot of books, and I really want to start a business to challenge myself. It's a good opportunity for me to upgrade myself to a level higher. Because when I was working as a tour guide, it's also a lot of challenge, but it's more like we learn a lot from culture and history of Vietnam, and then helping the people to discover the country, take good care of the client, the tourists, and make a good connection with hotels owners, restaurants owners, to make sure that the tourists have a good place for sleeping, good restaurant for eating, and visited a beautiful landscape, etc. But it's a world like over a decade. I found out that's enough for me. So I decided to stop and then started my business. Okay, so this I want to share your story. Is me that I really had a very, very long time background of working as a tour guide. This really helped me to understand my country, because I had a chance to travel to almost every popular destination in Vietnam, from Mekong Delta. In Mekong Delta, I took the tourists with a cycling trip or boat trip through different destinations like An Giang, like Cần Thơ, Vĩnh Long, Bến Tre, etc. So many beautiful provinces. And then up to Central Highland. Central Highland is interesting, where my mother's living here. And in Central Highland, I also have many time to stay overnight with tourists in local long stay house, elephant riding, trekking, cycling, also very interesting. And down to the coastal area with World Heritage like Huế, Hội An, My Sang, Holy Land. Such places are also very nice. And I also had a lot of opportunity to travel to the north of Vietnam, with Hanoi capital, trekking in Sapa. Sapa is so beautiful. Or stay overnight on cruise in Halong Bay. I have so many nice memory with such night trip in Halong Bay. And of course, so over like 50 years ago, the cruise is not so as beautiful as like a cruise nowadays in Halong Bay. Nowadays it's so much changed and so much a lot much more beautiful than as compared to 15 years ago. But generally speaking, with over a decade working as a tour guide, it helped me to understand a lot about my country, about Vietnam, and this is very helpful when I become a CEO of a travel company like nowadays with a Finnish destination. I also design tours or incentive trip from international tourists into Vietnam and to different destinations like Hanoi, Halong Bay, Da Nang, Hoi An, Ho Chi Minh City. And of course, I know every corners and my knowledge from the time working as a tour guide is really helpful. It helped me to find out the best solution, the best way to help my current clients to feel happy when you travel in Vietnam. Okay. So thank you very much for listening to my story. Today I just talked a little bit about my experience when I was working as a tour guide in Vietnam. And thank you very much for giving us a chance to work with you through Finnish destination. See you in Vietnam